Hello and welcome everyone. We're really excited to have everyone here today for our weekly OCI deep dive. I'm Maria Philip, Product Marketing Manager with the OCI Go-to-Market team. And today we're joined by presenter Juan Carlos Gonzalez Carrero, App Integration Specialist on the Oracle EMEA AI and App Modernization team. And he'll take you through a presentation and demo. We also have Haris Qureshi, who's Q&A lead for this webinar. He's also App Integration Specialist on the Oracle EMEA AI and App Modernization team. Feel free to raise any questions in the Q&A box at any time during the webinar. The topic of today's webinar is real-time Outlook email analysis with Oracle integration and AI, where we'll dive into the tech behind real-time Outlook email classification. The Oracle integration works seamlessly with Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Streaming and API Gateway for instant Outlook message capture via Microsoft Graph Webhooks. Explore sentiment analysis, email categorization, and data flow into Oracle Autonomous Database, all orchestrated by Oracle integration. You'll get to watch it through a live demo on email classification and an analysis dashboard with Oracle Analytics. But that's enough for me for now. Juan Carlos, please go ahead and take it away. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. And thank you everyone for joining this session. So, hi everyone. My name is Juan Carlos Gonzalez. Today I'm the speaker of this cool use case that is real-time Outlook email analysis with Oracle integration and AI services. Together with me is Haris Qureshi, who we both are part of the AI and app integration specialist team here in Oracle Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And we are happy to have you here. So let's continue. Let's move on. This is some forward-looking statement because I'm gonna talk about our brand new service, Generative AI, which is in beta program in pre-availability. So this is something we have to put. So let's understand a little bit about the agenda. So first, we're gonna talk about understand the use case here, the context about this cool use case. Then we're gonna see what the real-time Outlook email analysis with Oracle integration and AI service is. And then I'm gonna demonstrate this use case with a live demo story. And finally, we will have the Q&As. So let's move on and let's talk a little bit about the use case. So what's the added value of applying AI services in business cycles? So basically, and specifically here, is about customer proximity. So we can mitigate dissatisfaction, or a company, a brand could make dissatisfaction at the right time, dissatisfaction of a product, of the service, or the brand itself. So it's very important to do it, let's say, as soon as possible. And that's why, let's say, this session is called real time. This is a more near real time, but in the end is how you can, let's say, action and react to things or dissatisfactions that are happening in different channels. In this case, and today's session is about Outlook. Outlook is our channel. So we're gonna see that in the live demo, okay? So another thing is, according to a Twitter article, they said that a company could increase and could see an increase in revenue potential when they reply to negative sentiments, okay? So in this case, we're talking about complaints or even questions coming from users that are, let's say, emailing the company. So let's say that this is also one of the benefits of applying AI based automation on top of this kind of in this case it's customer service use cases, but anyway, we can see it also in ERP and HR applications. So let's move on to the solution. So the solution, what the real-time Outlook email analysis solution looks like, it's mainly this. So first, we have Outlook. So a user is gonna write an email, right, about any complaint about certain topic. And we're gonna capture that email in real time using or leveraging one capability that Outlook has, specifically the Outlook Graph API has, that is subscribing to email events. So whenever an email comes into my inbox or a company's inbox, you could capture that in real time. So the notification, let's say URL of that email event is going to be captured by OCI API Gateway, that is our Outlook email events listener. And then this is barely to virtualize or apply security policies to the flow or the integration flow that is going to orchestrate all these, calls like applying sentiment analysis, categorizing the emails, and sending those emails into an Outlook email analysis store, and then producing a service request for negative emails. So API Gateway routes the email event. And then we have one of the main solutions here, that is our no-code integration platform, that is Oracle Integration Cloud. So barely, we're going to capture the email event, and we're going to queue it in something that is called OCS Streaming Flow. So for the ones that are not quite technical, this is barely like a queue where we are queuing all the email events. And this allows us, let's say, to decouple Outlook from all these orchestrations and all these services. So basically, if something happens with those target systems, we can recover or we can persist those fail messages here. So we're using OCS streaming not only for error handling, not only for parallelizing the processing, but also, to decouple and let's say minimize the impact that could have something that is unavailable, like the customer service application is down, the analytics platform is down, or something is down. Okay, so 1 and 2 is, let's say, the producer integration flow, and then we have the consumer integration flow that is coming or starting in step 3. So we're gonna capture that email event. Then we're gonna come back to Outlook and get the email message body together with the email message metadata, like the subject and all of that. So with that information, after 4, we're gonna use our sentence level sentiment analysis service in another AI service that we have, one of the AI services that we have, that is AI language. So we're going to apply sentiment analysis to get the overall sentiment over the email body, and we're going to get the score. The sentiment analysis language service gives us a score. So if it's negative, it's going to say, okay, this is the score for the negative emotion, for the positive, for the mix. We can have mixed sentiments. Let's say someone says, I love your bank, but your customer service is really awful. That will be, let's say, a mixed sentiment. So we can, let's say, identify what is the weight, let's say in this case, of the positive and the negative emotions. And then we can decide if in overall, this sentiment is, for mixed sentiments, this sentiment is positive or negative. Let's say emails that are negative are gonna have an overall sentiment of negative. Emails that are positive are gonna have an overall sentiment of positive. But then, let's say mixed sentiments or mixed emails are gonna, we can provide, or the service provide us that way, that information to be able to decide if it's negative or positive or neutral. So after 5, after applying sentiment analysis on the email body, then we're gonna pass the email body to another AI language service that we have, that is aspect-based sentiment analysis, or APSA. So we want to identify the top positive, negative aspects of the email. So then we can give more information to a service agent or even to the dashboard to say, okay, we can have like a kind of email trend. So what are the words that are, are more trending on the complaints or the questions or the emails that are coming into our inbox? And then we also are applying a custom text classification model on top of our email body. So, and I'm going to show you that how that works in a couple of minutes. but just for you to take into account that we provide the way to give, let's say, a labeled dataset with, let's say, complaints or email bodies coming that has come into the company's inbox in the past. So we can basically train the model so it can classify and categorize the emails. So I have one model for the category of the email that will be, let's say, the Q. This email, if the email is negative, the category is going to be the Q of the Q property or the Q field for a service request that we raise in a customer service application. We have a subcategory that is basically, let's say, I don't know, the main category is fraud, but then you have certain a certain subcategory, like the fraud is around a money transfer, the fraud is around a loan, the fraud is around a credit card or debit card. So, and I mean, I'm talking about a financial, let's say, use case here, I mean, industry, but this can apply to any kind of industry in the end, retail or hospitality, whatever. So we have a custom text classification, two custom text classification models to get the category of the email and get the subcategory. So in 6, we are doing that, and all these services automatically expose an API. So an API, for the ones that are not quite technical, this is just a technical artifact that led us to get, like, send the email and get, let's say, the sentiment in this case, and get the category and the subcategory and the top aspects of the email automatically, okay? So once we have all these, let's say, AI information, we are storing that Outlook email analysis data into an store. And this could, I mean, in this case, I'm using Oracle Autonomous Database because it's quite, let's say, simple. You don't have to manage the database and all of that. But if you have, I don't know, Microsoft SQL Server, Azure SQL database, whatever database you have, you can use that as your email store as well. And after doing that, once the data is in Autonomous Data Warehouse, then we have a dashboard on top of that Autonomous Data Warehouse that is basically visualizing and applying some metrics and analytics and views on top of this information. Okay, that's what we have in 7 and 8. But what happened if the overall sentiment of the Outlook email is neutral? So here we are using another AI service. Actually, is our brand new service, OCI Generative AI. So in this case, this is in pre-availability. It's in beta program. This Generative AI service is not in general availability right now, but it's in beta or pre-availability. And here I'm using something that I call customer service quick replies generation. So imagine the email is just a question from a customer, let's say, how can I request a credit card or a debit card, or how can I apply to a loan, or just a question, right? So that's not going to be negative, that's not going to be positive, but that's going to be neutral. So for neutral and even for positive, just a user, let's say, being grateful for something the company did for him or her, what we can do is send the email body to OCI Generative AI, and we're gonna summarize the email, because imagine this is an email, of is too long, 4,000 characters or 3,000 characters. So probably a service agent wants to see just something like the brief of the problem or the brief of something, right? So for negative, for all the emails, I'm summarizing the email body with generative AI, but this quick reply generation is only for neutral Outlook emails. So you will see it in the demo that for neutral, I'm basically saying or generating a response based on the customer question. So the generative AI is taking the information, the context of the email body, and is responding according to that context, to the context of the user. Okay. And finally, after let's say we apply quick reply, so we have to reply to the email of the customer saying like, okay, with the output of the generative AI of the quick customer service quick reply. And finally, for negative emails, I'm creating a service ticket in a customer service application. In this case, I use Fusion CX Service that is from Oracle, but you could use ServiceNow. You could use another vendor's customer service like, I don't know, Microsoft Dynamics Customer Service 365 and all of that. So here you'll see with all these AI services, so I'm setting the severity of the ticket with the overall score of the sentiment of the email. I'm setting the queue with the category that I obtained from the custom text classification model, and I'm setting the category of the ticket with the subcategory model that the custom text classification model that gives me the subcategory of the email as well. And with the APSA, we are, let's say, creating a message on the service ticket, so the service agent can see, like what the original email was, what the overall sentiment of the email is, and to identify what are the main aspects of the email, the top aspects, top negative, positive aspects. So maybe, I don't know if the recommendation of the category and queue that the AI model did is not enough, or could be like the foundation of the baseline. So with those top aspects, the service agent can even enhance or apply a better classification of that email, in this case of that ticket coming from a negative email, right? So more or less, that's like the overall solution architecture or high-level architecture. So really quickly, one of the main in components that I talked about was Oracle Integration Cloud. So Oracle Integration Cloud is part of our cloud services, of the vast list of services we have. It allows you to connect and extend applications, and also to automate end-to-end business process. So for the context of this solution, we are using the adapter or the application integration capability from Oracle Integration Cloud. So we have native adapters, and you will see we have REST adapters that can let us to call these AI services. We have Outlook email adapter. We have different kind of adapters, customer service application adapters, ERP adapters, that led us to, speed up these kind of orchestrations or connections between the different systems. But Oracle Integration not only has application integration, it has process automation. For the ones that are not familiar, this is process workflows, approval workflows that you can apply to extend an application that you have, or even creating mobile or web channels on top of applications, on top of your applications on-prem or SaaS applications. So, but anyway, for the context of this solution, it's just this. And then we're combining Oracle integration with certain services. So you will see API Gateway, that is our email, Outlook email event listener, object storage, that is where we are storing our like the response of the different models, the streaming service that allows us to parallelize the processing and decouple Outlook from the different systems involved here. We are using Autonomous Data Warehouse as our Outlook email analysis store, and we are using AI services, language and generative AI for the, let's say, AI part, right? So this is like the different connectors and the vast list of connectors that we have. For the context of this solution, I'm using the Autonomous Data Warehouse adapter to send the email analysis data that is coming from the AI services and from the Outlook email itself. I'm using the native adapter for OSI streaming to send these events to our Oracle Managed Kafka service, and the REST connectors to call the AI services, the sentiment analysis service, the custom text classification service, the generative AI service. So we have native security capabilities here for those services. And I'm using just the adapter for Fusion CX service, that is my customer service application. But anyway, as I mentioned before, we have other connectors for this as well. So Again, another main component of the solution is AI language. So this is an AI as a service for text analysis. This basically takes a text and apply different kind of analysis. In this case, it gives you the overall sentiment and the score for that text. The aspect-based sentiment, it identifies the top positive or negative aspects of a text. And also it gives you sentence level sentiment if you want to know like what is the most positive or most negative sentence in your email, right? We also have within AI language these custom text classification models. So in this case, what you can have as a company is certain, like a label dataset, like a CSV, where the first column is like different complaints and different email bodies, emails that customers have sent over in the past, and how the company categorized those emails, like the category and the subcategory. So what you can do then is provide this data set to the custom model, and is an AI as a service model, custom model. So you just have to provide your own label data set, and then the model is going to train itself based on those label datasets, on those emails and categories and all of that. And after that, the model exposes an API that then we can use in Oracle integration to be able to embed it or to use it in an AI powered automation and end-to-end automation. And finally, we are using our brand new generative AI service. This is an AI as a service for text generation, summarization, transformation, extraction, and more. For the context, is in pre-availability again. This is a beta. This is in beta program right now. In the future, we will. In the upcoming months, probably at the end of the year. We don't have an estimated time available, but for now, you can apply to this beta program as a customer, and you can have it in pre-availability. So basically, for the context of this solution, I'm using text generation for my customer service quick reply, and summarization to summarize the email body. Okay. So let's move on to the action. Let's see it in action. So the demo story is basically I'm gonna write an email to my Outlook email inbox. This is representing a company's email inbox. So this is gonna be captured by API Gateway, and it's gonna be sent to an Oracle integration flow. And the Oracle integration flow is gonna send that event to OCI streaming. So we are gonna queue that email. That's 1 and 2. And then what you will see as a customer, as user, is how we apply all these orchestrations. So Oracle integration gets the email ID, we get the email body, we get the email metadata, and then we pass the email body through the different AI services. We store the analysis data in our Oracle Autonomous Data Warehouse, and you will see a dashboard, a live dashboard showing that how that works in near real time. Yeah, it's near real time basically, because real time is more milliseconds, near real time is more around seconds, right? And depending if that's 6 and 7, the part of visualization, you will see also that for neutral, I'm gonna write a neutral, like a question, an email with a question, and that will create a customer service or Outlook email quick reply with the output from generative AI service. And for negative emails, for a negative email, you will see how Oracle integration use the connector to my Fusion CX service application to create a smart CX ticket, where you will see the different properties of the ticket, how the different AI services are setting the different properties of the ticket. Okay, so that's what you will see in the following seconds. Okay, so let's move on. So let me share my dashboard. So this is my dashboard. It should be appearing in your screens right now. So this is basically the real-time Outlook email analysis dashboard. I have the total number of email messages that are coming, the emails by sentiment. This is a tag cloud component, so you can see how many emails are neutral, mixed, positive, negative. This is the email category. So this is one of the models. This is set with one of the models we have. So we're setting the email category. So you have like a student loan, vehicle loan, mortgage, debt collection, credit card. Obviously, these are my categories, or the categories I set up for this demo. But in a real project, it should be your categories, right? And email subcategories. So we have, for instance, for mortgage, we can have FHA mortgage or a conventional home mortgage. For debts, debt collection, we can have other debt, auto debt, and so on. Emails by category. So this is just, for the different months, what is the distribution of the different categories over the year. I have a pie here with the emails by priority. So which ones are low priority, medium, high, critical. And that will set, let's say, the severity of the ticket I have in my customer service application as well. Here I have the email trend. So this is coming from the aspect-based sentiment analysis. So you will see what you are seeing, like the top trend words that are coming from emails, from Outlook emails. And then I have like a timeline for email categories by date. So you can see also similar to this one. And in the bottom of the dashboard, I have the email list. So I have like the date it was created. This is the email AI summary that my generative AI service is creating. This is the category, the subcategory. We have the from, like who is the sender of the email, like the different customers. The priority for neutral, obviously priority doesn't matter. For negative, it can be high, medium, low, and all of that. We have the status, if it's a new email or if we have a quick reply. The email is part of a conversation, so the status is a conversation. And finally, if the customer is happy with the answer or with the solution, then we can mark the emails as resolved. And that will depend, obviously, on the customer service application, if you are using that, or simply like a backend application where you are, let's say, setting those emails and the status of those emails, and the sentiment of the email and the score. Okay, this is the score relatively to this overall sentiment. So in this case, it's 97% of accuracy or confidence on neutral. This is like minus 76% of confidence of the score for a negative emotion, and so on. Okay, so let's put this dashboard in action. So we have a cool component here in Analytics Cloud that is an auto refresh component. So what I'm going to do is basically like refresh the email every 5 seconds, and you will see how this works. So let me go. So this is my customer service application. So just for you that to show you that this is not fake. This is, I'm just refreshing. So we don't have any service requests created today, 26th of October. And here I have like my Oracle integration platform. And here we have this is my Gmail. So I'm gonna behave as the customer, the annoyed customer who is complaining about certain thing. I'm gonna write an email, and we will receive that email in this inbox. This is my Outlook email inbox. So we will see that email coming into my inbox, and then all the magic is gonna happen there. Okay, so let's do it. So let me go back to Gmail. So what I'm gonna do first is just to compose an email to my inbox. So this is my Outlook account on the inbox I'm gonna send this email to. And let's say that in this case, what we have is a customer who have had a bad experience with their monthly mortgage. So the customer basically is that he had made numerous attempts to communicate and blah blah blah. He's exhausted about all the available options, and he's writing a formal request to the company's loan resolution for mortgage assistance department to solve this. So we can do something like this. Hi, I have made numbers, and let's say regards. And let's say that the subject of the email is struggling to pay my mortgage. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. So I'm gonna send the email. So in a couple of seconds, we should see that email coming into my inbox. So let's wait a little bit. It takes a little bit. There you go. So what is happening behind scenes is that Oracle integration is doing all the magic. Okay. So in a couple of seconds, we should see the new email reflected in my email analysis dashboard. So there you go. So you can see, let's stop this. So it was received, this is 2 hours before my current time zone. So this is the summary of the email. So this is basically generated by OCI Generative AI. So it said the email is a formal request for the loan resolution for mortgage assistance department to provide information on a monthly mortgage amount and property tax. The sender has made numerous attempts. The sender is requesting information on measures taken. So this is what, let's say, the service agent is going to see in the automated service request that we generated. So just for you to show, before we have 29 emails, now we have 30. Obviously, all this information is updated as well. You see the category for this email is mortgage, and the subcategory is FHA mortgage. This is like the way my custom text classification model did it. It's coming from my Gmail account. The priority is medium. Why medium? Because I have a range. So I have a decision rule. So let me show you that decision rule really quick. So here we have I have this smart ticket severity rule that actually a business user could update in real time in flight. So basically what this rule within Oracle Integration Cloud is doing is basically, if we receive an overall sentiment score between -43 and -1, this should be considered as low severity. Between -74 and 43, medium. Between -88 and -74, high. And between -100 and -88, critical. For out of range, let's say, for scores out of range, it is not applicable, that let's say severity, right? So let's come back to the dashboard. So that's what you are seeing, why you are seeing medium, you know. So based on the sentiment score on -56, that let's say belongs to this range. So that's what to -56, yeah, and that's belonging to to between -74 and -43 is medium. So that's why you see the medium priority here. And the status of the email is a new email, right? So another thing that we did, and let's go back to the presentation again. So again, what you have seen is just this part, like 1, 2, this was running behind scenes. I'm going to show that in a couple of minutes. 3 and 4, we apply sentiment analysis, and then that's the dashboard you're seeing. Now, because the sentiment of the email is negative, I create Oracle Integration automatically created a service ticket based on that information. So let's go back to the dashboard. right? And let's go to my service ticket application. So I'm gonna refresh. So you will see this is the automated service request that I generated based on that negative email, Outlook email. So the title is just Outlook Smart Ticket with sentiment score -56 has been raised. And when I click on the service request, you will see all the information. So let's explain what we have. So the severity comes from the rule that I explained before. This is a business rule component that we have in our Integration Cloud. And you can, let's say, if you want to update that ranges for the severity of the ticket, you can do it, or a business user could do it live, and we will see those changes live. I mean, our integration will see them live to set for new, let's say, for new tickets or for new emails. It will set, or we will use that updated business rule to set the severity of the ticket. So, but if you see the overall score, and we can see like the message, so the overall sentiment score of this email was -56, and that's why we are using the sentiment analysis overall sentiment score from OCIA language to set the severity of the ticket. Now, what about queue and category? So the queue and category is based on our custom text classification model. So let me explain you in here how this worked in the background. So, sorry, here, let's go to language services. So let's take the same text that we have, and we are gonna do, this is like a playground where you can test, this is a pre-trained model. The sentiment analysis is a pre-trained model, it's not a custom model. I'm just using custom models for the category and the subcategory of the email. Here, I'm using just the pre-trained model for sentiment analysis. So if you see, the email body was something like this. Hi, I have my universe stamps. If we analyze that, we will see, we not only have sentiment analysis models, pre-trained models, we have language detection, we have like a pre-trained text classification, but in this case, we're not using this one, we are using a custom one. Name entity recognition, so it recognizes like the main entities or name entities around this email. This could also be a custom model as well if you want to detect the with your own entity list or pertain your business. You can train a model so it recognizes name entities that you know from your business, right? But in this case, this is the one, So what it happened when I called this model as an API in the background, I took the overall sentiment, like 58% -58. It's negative, so this is the overall sentiment. In this case, it didn't have aspect-based sentiments for the sentiment. And one thing that is very, very important is before you pass or you store or you create a service ticket in your customer service application, you could take the email body and you could apply another API or another model that is PII, Personal Identifiable Information Model, to obfuscate or hide certain kind of sensible information. So before passing this to a autonomous data warehouse, to a data lake, or even to a customer service application, you could also, let's say, pass your email body here, and we will obfuscate sensible information like the number of an order, the number of a credit card, the name of the customer, etc. Okay. Now, for the category, I was saying for the category, I created a category, and I trained this model based on a data set. So the data set basically is something like this. Let me show you that. So the category, the subcategory, sorry, is coming from this CSV, where I basically have like previous emails that customers have sent, and I mean, if we see this as a column, we will see like, you know, the text. This is like the different email bodies that the company has received in the past, and these are the labels, you know, like the category, how you have categorized, or the company has categorized these emails before. So you just provide this kind of CSVs, and then you basically create a model. You put that train model in a bucket in object storage, and the model is going to train itself. Once it finishes, it creates something like this. It creates a model endpoint, and it gives you what's the accuracy of the model. Obviously, here I provided 700, like 800 records in my data set. The more records you have, the more accuracy you're going to have in your model. And you can see that in your confusion matrix that says how accurate your model is for the different kind of categories, in this case, categories, yeah. And basically and it creates a playground as well to play with this. So mainly, I mean, again, if we pass the same text, this is what you didn't see, but Oracle integration was doing it behind scenes. Our node co-integration, that it was calling this API, this model as an API, and passing the email that it got from Outlook. And basically, this is just categorizing as a mortgage, right? So this is for the email category, and I have another model for the subcategory. So it works the same. This is a little bit, it's not quite accurate. It's 31% accurate, because I gave it like 200 or 300, 100 records. I think it was very low. But again, if we pass the same text, it will classify that as an FHA mortgage. Okay, so that's the way, let's say, we are using AI language, custom text classification models, to let's say train our model based on the company's data. So it's very important, because this is not hallucinations or something like that. This is something that is taking your own data. Right? Okay, so coming back to the service request. So that was the way we created, I mean, Oracle integration got the category and the queue. The queue is the category, sorry, is what I have in my category model. And the category of this ticket is what I have from my subcategory model, okay? And here is what I was saying, like giving more information, like what was the input, like the actual original input. This is this part, the problem description, is just a brief, a summary of the email body. What happens? Imagine, and you are seeing that for this customer service application, the problem description can be up to 1,000 characters. But then imagine you have an email of more than 1,000 characters. So that's why we are helping, this is very useful for a service agent to see only the summary of the email and not the whole email itself. Now, we can provide as a message, as an additional message on top of the service request, and providing additional information like what the classification was and all of that. Right? So that's basically how this solution is working. Now, let's go back to Gmail. Sorry, to Gmail, and now let's try to do something neutral, like a question. So I'm writing the company. In this case, is question about my account, and hi, can you, oh, I don't know. I want to know the status of my bank account. Just that. Imagine something. This is gonna be neutral, hopefully, if Morpheus law doesn't attack me. But this should be categorized as as a neutral sentiment, right? So let's send it to my Outlook inbox. So in a couple of seconds, we should see that a neutral email coming into my inbox. And you will see how we use the quick reply, customer service quick reply from generative AI to generate that reply, So then what is happening behind scenes, and I'm gonna show this in Oracle integration. Let's go back to Oracle integration. So, oh, sorry. Yeah. Let me go back to Oracle integration. So I'm gonna click on my instance. And I'm gonna go to the service console. So in the background, what we did was basically, and let's show this. So what it was happening before is just, in this case, this is the new email. And when we applied the different orchestration, we got the email from the streaming, from the queue. We get the message, we get the conversation. This is for knowing if the email is part of a conversation or not. And we can set the status of the email as conversation. But here, if you see, it's a new message. I'm categorizing the email. I'm getting the sentiment analysis, everything summarizing. But in this case, if you see, this new neutral email was categorized as neutral. And that's why we reply with, we call the generative AI to get the quick reply. And then we call the Microsoft Graph API to send the email. So let's go back to the dashboard. Let's refresh the dashboard. And here you see, this is just, this is the email summary. The email is a request for information about the status of bank account. The sender asks for this information in a polite and professional manner, whatever. It's categorized as checking or savings account. In this case, it's a checking account based on the data set that I trained my model with. And you see, if you see now the status of this, because I replied to the customer, the status of the email is in a conversation, okay? It's not a new, it was a new email, but once I replied, I set the email as conversation, and it's neutral, right? And this is the confidence, how neutral the email was. So if we go here to the service request, I want to continue. You should see that no other email service request was created because it was neutral, a neutral email. But then if we go to my Outlook inbox, you can see, you can see here, that we reply, and this is what generative AI. So this was the original email from my user. And then I'm replying to the user saying, hello, thank you for reaching out to us about the status of your bank account. We are happy to help you with this matter. Please provide. This is being generated by Oracle OCI Generative AI. Okay. Obviously, let's say we could even provide more contextual data to this model, to the generative AI model, in order to reply based, let's say, on the customer records, like internal record that you have. So one of the things is that we can train this model with your own data, and this is going to run in a dedicated AI inference unit. That's basically I'm saying what I'm basically saying is this model only works with your data and doesn't store that in, let's say, the foundational or the public data store this model was trained with. This is just going into a dedicated, let's say, server or unit for generative AI, right? So this is the way we can have customer service quick replies, okay? So let's go back to the presentation. And that was the demo basically. So what you guys have seen is basically how we can generate automated service requests based on Outlook email analysis, how to create a dashboard where you can have the different categories, subcategorization of an email. And this dashboard could help a company to, to make specific campaigns, target campaigns to these customers, or even providing a better customer service and all of that. But this part, the generative quick reply part and the smart 6 ticket is we're not only capturing emails and analyzing them, we are also generating an action for the email. So this is an AI-powered automate flow, basically, what we have here. So that was what I had for today. Thank you very much. Just to talk to you about myself a little bit, I used to post in my LinkedIn, so you can scan this QR and you will see all my posts. I used to post a lot around AI and authentication and how we can automate different ERP, CX, and HR services and applications and business processes. I'm from Malaga, but I'm from Bogota, Colombia, and that's everything I had for today. Coming back to you, Maria.
Great. Thank you so much. And thank you again, everyone, for joining. We are about to wrap it up then, so feel free to drop from the webinar as you like. Thank you so much. We hope to see you next time. Bye.
Thank you.